10 moments. One band from Atlanta, and a run of hits that just would not stop coming, while the people making them came apart, piece by piece, in real time. You've heard these songs: Roller Rink, Car Radio, every wedding reception from 1980 to about 1988. But you don't know what it cost them. Here's the part nobody tells you.
Where has it gone? Where is the reason to love?
Number 10, the name that wasn't theirs. Here's the first thing that got taken from them, and they didn't even fight it. 1977, Atlanta, Georgia. 7 musicians who could actually play. Mary Davis on lead vocals, Jason Bryant on keys, Billy Ellis and Sonny Killebrew on horns, Bruno Spate on guitar, John Simpson on bass, James Earl Jones III on drums. Working a club called the Regal Room, building a following the hard way, night after night, and they called themselves Santa Monica. Why would an Atlanta band name itself after a beach town in California? Because they played one great show out there once. That's it. That's the whole reason. And I love that, honestly. It's the most band thing I've ever heard. Their manager, Bunny Jackson Ransom, sends a demo to Clarence Avant at Taboo Records. Avant hears it, signs them, and then he hands them off to a producer named Sagidi Abdullah. And Sagidi asks the obvious question, why Santa Monica? Then he tells them, that's gone. You're the SOS band now. Sounds of success. Think about that for a second. Before they had a single hit record, before anybody outside Georgia knew their faces, the thing they'd called themselves, the thing that carried their own private inside joke about one good night in California, was replaced by a marketing decision. And they said yes. Of course they said yes. What else do you do when the man with the record deal is standing in front of you? There's something else worth sitting with here. Mary Davis was a woman fronting a band of men in an era that was almost entirely male groups. Parliament, Con-Funk Shun, Kool and the Gang. She had to earn every inch of that room. She earned it, and then the name on the marquee wasn't even theirs. Sounds of Success. Somebody else picked it, and it turned out to be a promise nobody could keep. Number 9, the hit that wasn't theirs either. March 18th, 1980, and the song that changes everything for them was already finished before they walked in. Here's how it actually happened. Clarence Avant makes Sagidi a deal. You can produce this band, but you've got to bring a hit to the table first. So Sagidi goes and writes one with his friend Harold Clayton. That song is Take Your Time, Do It Right. Number 1 R&B, 5 straight weeks. Number 3 on the pop chart. Number 1 on the dance chart. Platinum, 2 million copies sold. Fred Wesley, out of James Brown's band, is in there on the arrangement. And the debut album goes gold. 800,000 copies. Number 2 R&B for 3 weeks. You've heard it. You've heard it at a cookout with a plate in your hand. You've heard it come on and watched a room of grown people decide, collectively, without discussing it, that they were going to dance now. So that's the dream, right?
You are all mine.
Except look at the writing credit. Harold Clayton, Sagiti. That's it. 7 working musicians.
Just be good to me.
A band that had spent 3 years grinding out a sound in a club on their own terms. And the record that defined them for the next 45 years was handed to them, finished, by 2 men who weren't in the room when the band was built.
Always telling me.
Now, a lot of great records work exactly like that. I'm not saying it was wrong.
'Cause I feel you're already mine.
I'm saying that if you've ever been the best player on a team and watched the winning shot get set up by somebody on the sideline, you know there's a specific feeling that comes with that.
Always talking about.
It's gratitude and something else underneath it, both at once. And here's the thing about a debut that big.
Always talking about.
It doesn't feel like a ceiling on the day it happens. It just quietly becomes one.
Tell me I am crazy.
Real talk. Only 9% of you are subscribed. That hurts. We're spending hours digging through archives, fact-checking every detail, bringing these stories back to life. And if you're watching this far, you clearly care. So hit subscribe. It's free and takes 2 seconds. Now, to my subscribers, barely any of you have joined the membership. And honestly, that stings even more. You know the work we put in. You keep coming back. If these videos have ever made you feel something, if this music means something to you, join the membership. It's $1 coffee a month, and it's the only way we keep this going. Let's build this together. All right, back to it.
Number 8, the 2 years nobody mentions. You know the hits. Here's the stretch that got edited out of the story. After a number 1, the label wants another one, immediately, and the SOS band could not find it. The follow-up single, SOS, dit, dash, dit, stalls at number 20 R&B. Then comes the 3rd single off that debut album, What's Wrong with Our Love Affair, number 87. Now here's the part that gets me. That song was written by Jason Bryant, their own keyboard player, the man who helped start the whole thing back at the Regal Room. So look at the scoreboard from 1980. The Outside Writers song, number 1, platinum 2 million. The band members song, number 87. I don't think anybody in that room said a word about it out loud. I think everybody understood it perfectly. Then comes 1981, album called 2. Then 1982, an album just called Try. Some good music on there. High Hopes, Groovin', That's What We're Doing, and Abdul Rauf joins on trumpet while they're out touring the world. But the momentum is gone. They're moderate charters, solid, respectable, not what a platinum band needs. And the label response is the one every band from that era knows by heart. New producer. Then another new producer. Leon Silvers gets brought in to steer one of them. Somebody new every cycle, each one told to go find whatever the band lost. Nobody ever asks the band. That's the quiet erosion. Not a fight, not a blow-up. Just a slow institutional decision that these 7 musicians are the vehicle, not the engine. And 2 years is a long time to sit inside that decision while your one big song plays on the radio behind you. They needed a miracle in 1983. They got one. It arrived in a snowstorm, and it cost two other men their jobs. Number 7. The blizzard that saved them. Nobody planned this. Nobody could have. Early 1983. Two young musicians named Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are in a band called The Time, opening for Prince on the 1999 tour. They're talented, they're restless, and they've been quietly writing and producing on the side, which Prince does not love. Clarence Avant calls, "Come to Atlanta on your days off. Work with the SOS band." So they fly down, they set up at Master Sound, they start cutting a track, and then it snows. In Atlanta, a blizzard grounds every flight out of that airport, and Jam and Lewis miss the Time's date in San Antonio. Prince finds them. Then Prince finds out where they actually were and what they were doing, and he fires them both. Stay with me, because the timing on this is almost unbelievable. The night that phone call comes down, they are sitting in a studio mixing Just Be Good to Me. Two careers end, and one begins in the same room, on the same night, over the same record. And Jam has said since that the snowstorm wasn't really the reason. It was the excuse Prince had been waiting for. Terry Lewis put it a different way, and I think about this line a lot. Prince didn't fire us, he freed us, which is beautiful for them, and it's a little more complicated for the SOS band, because here's what actually just happened. The band from Atlanta got saved. Their career gets a second act. But the men who saved it were two outsiders passing through town on a break from someone else's tour, and the sound that's about to make the SOS band famous all over again belongs to those two men. And honestly, I'd argue this is the moment the band stopped being a band and became a brand somebody else wrote for. I know some people see that as a gift. It was both. Number 6, the 808 and the borrowed sound. Here's a detail almost nobody knows, and it explains everything about what the SOS band sounded like after 1983. Jam and Lewis had a problem. Prince was paranoid, genuinely paranoid, that they were going to walk out the door with the Time's sound in their pockets. And the Time's sound lived inside one specific machine, the Linn LM1 drum machine that Prince built his whole world on. So they made a decision. They wouldn't touch it. They'd use something else entirely. They fired up a Roland TR-808, and that's it. That's the origin of that hard, dry, unmistakable kick and snare that runs under half the R&B you loved in the mid-'80s. It exists because two producers were trying to prove they weren't stealing from their old boss. Just Be Good to Me comes out in March 1983, number 2 R&B, number 13 in the UK. Number 3 on the dance chart. On the album, it runs over 9 minutes, a bass line that just refuses to quit. The album On the Rise goes gold. Number 7, R&B. They're back, completely back. And here's what I keep turning over. That record is a masterpiece. It's also not really theirs. The song is Harrison Lewis. The production is Harrison Lewis. The sound came out of a machine chosen to solve a dispute in Minneapolis that had nothing to do with Atlanta.
Your love for me.
Mary Davis sings the fire out of it. Nobody could have sung it like that. But a self-contained band of 7 working musicians is now, functionally, a vocalist and a studio. If you've ever been great at something and slowly realized the part of it you were actually good at wasn't the part anybody needed from you anymore, you know exactly what that does to a room. And the hits are about to keep coming. That's the cruel part. Number 5, The Ladder Going Down. Watch this. Just watch the numbers and don't take your eyes off them. Tell Me If You Still Care, 1983. Number 5, R&B. A slow jam so good that Monica cut it in 1995 and Mariah Carey's team sampled it a year later. That song outlived everybody. Then 1984, album called Just the Way You Like It. Title track, number 6, R&B. Next single, No One's Gonna Love You, number 15. Next single, Weekend Girl, number 40. And then the 4th single off that record. Did not chart at all. Here's the part that's almost too on the nose to be real. That single that failed to chart, the one that just fell straight off the edge of the world, it was called Break Up. I know, I didn't believe it either. Look it up. So the pattern is right there in black and white. 5, 6, 15, 40, nothing. Same band, same singer, same producers, same formula, executed the same way, every single time. And when a formula stops working, nobody can tell you why. There's no meeting where somebody explains it. There's no villain. The phone just rings a little less. Every one of those records was still a hit by most people's standards. The album went top 10 R&B. They were still selling out rooms. From the outside, nothing was wrong. From the inside, everybody could feel the floor tilting. If you've ever done all the right things, the same things that worked before, executed better than before, and watched the results shrink anyway, you know that's a specific kind of exhausting. Because you can't fix what you can't name. They had one more peak in them, and it happened 1,000 miles from home. Number 4, the peak that happened without them. April 1986, the best record they ever made after 1980, and most of it was built in Minnesota. Sands of Time, recorded at Flight Time Productions in Minneapolis and Crawford Post back in Atlanta. They wanted those too. The lead single is The Finest, number 2 R&B, number 44 pop, number 8 on the dance chart, number 17 in Britain. Alexander O'Neal comes in and shares the bridge with Mary Davis, and that moment is still one of the great pieces of 80s R&B. The album goes gold. Number 4, R&B. That's the mountaintop. 6 years after Take Your Time, they're right back near the summit. And here's what it took to get there. An Atlanta band, a band that came up together in a club on Auburn Avenue, that built a sound on a bandstand in front of real people, got to that peak by flying north and recording in someone else's building, on someone else's console, with someone else's songs.
'Cause the intensity's so great that you won't hesitate.
Some of y'all just realized this is the record you've had in your car for 30 years. And you never knew half of it was made in Minneapolis. That's not a scandal. That's just how it worked. But there's a real difference between a band making a great record and a band being used to make one. And by 1986, everybody involved knew which one this was.
Ooh, boy, nobody else could ever love you better.
It's the last album Mary Davis ever made with them, their finest hour and her exit, on the same piece of vinyl. Number 3, Mary Walks Away. Here's what most people get wrong about this, and I want to be careful with it. The story you usually hear is that Mary Davis left the SOS band to go solo. Ambition, ego, singer outgrows the group. You've heard that version 100 times about 100 different bands. That's not what happened. She was worn out, completely. In her own words, she couldn't maintain the schedule they were on. She had to take a break. The pace of touring and recording, year after year, hit after hit, had physically broken her down. She wasn't chasing anything. She was trying to survive, and that's a different story entirely, isn't it? Nobody betrayed anybody, nobody got greedy, the machine just ran her until there was nothing left, and then the machine kept running. That's what gets me about this one. There's no one to be angry at. So she steps away in late 86, early 87. She puts out a single called Steppin' Out. She works on a solo album called Separate Ways. That album sat on a shelf for 27 years. 27 years. She recovered from burnout, made the record she'd always wanted to make, and then it just sat there. Nobody put it out. Meanwhile, the band she left keeps going without her. And in 1987, you can hear exactly where they'd landed. They cut a song called It's Time to Move for a movie soundtrack. The movie was Police Academy 4. 1 year removed from the finest, at number 2, 1 year. If you've ever watched somebody give absolutely everything they had to a thing, get used up by it, and then get quietly left behind by it, you already know the shape of this. It's not dramatic. That's what makes it land the way it does. And the hardest year was still ahead. Number 2, the year they buried one of their own. 1989. They're making an album without their singer, and then they lose someone they can't replace at all. Chandra Corelli comes in on lead, with Freddie Grace also handling vocals. The record's called Diamonds in the Raw, and they're deep in it. Sessions running, tracks getting finished. When Billie Ellis dies. Founding member, on that bandstand at the Regal Room since 1977, horn player who'd been in the room for every single thing this band had ever done. The name change, the number one, the blizzard, the whole run.
I'm still missing your love.
Gone before the album was finished. They finished it anyway. What else do you do when the music is the only thing left standing?
Missing your love.
The album reached number 43 R&B. Then 1991. One more record, One of Many Nights. There's a rapper on a couple of tracks that nobody had heard of yet. A Young Corrupt, years before Death Row.
Missing your love.
Little piece of history sitting right there in the credits. That album didn't chart. Not low, not disappointing. It did not chart. And I want you to hold both halves of that at once. This is the band that was named Sounds of Success by a producer who'd never met them before they'd sold a single record. That name was a prediction, a little bit of a dare.
Now you ask me for my friendship.
11 years later, the last album under that name doesn't register on the chart at all. They started as Santa Monica, a private joke about one good night out west.
I wanna be with you tonight.
They ended as Sounds of Success, on a record nobody bought, one founding member in the ground, and their lead singer at home, recovering from a job that broke her. And then something happened in 1990 that I still can't fully wrap my head around.
Missing your love.
Number one, their song went to number one. They weren't on it.
I'm just like right now. Where is your heart?
January 1990. A record comes out in Britain by a group called Beats International, put together by a DJ named Norman Cook, the man who'd later become Fatboy Slim.
When you say that you love me, then cause me.
The track is called Dub Be Good to Me. It's built on Just Be Good to Me. The melody, the lyric, the whole emotional core of it. Resung by a young vocalist named Lindy Layton, laid over a bass line lifted from The Clash and a harmonica line from an Ennio Morricone western. 4 weeks at number one in the United Kingdom.
Hey, I need you.
7th biggest selling single in Britain that entire year. So think about where everybody was standing in 1990.
What do we have in common?
The SOS band is about to release an album that will not chart. Billie Ellis is gone. Mary Davis is home. Her solo record shelved indefinitely.
So much pain.
And in another country, their song, The One Born in a Snowstorm in Atlanta, is the biggest thing on the radio. Sung by someone else.
How do we get lost?
Sometimes the industry only remembers the song, not the people who made it live in the first place. But here's why this is number one, and it isn't the sad part.
Where did we go wrong? How do we
August 1994, Mary Davis comes back. She reunites with Abdul Rauf and Jason Bryant, and they put the band back on the road.
go now? Sometimes
They tour the world for years. They play Super Bowl weekend. They play the Soul Train Awards in Vegas in 2019, and Jimmy Jam is standing right there on stage with them.
where is your love now?
And then, because nothing about this story is ever simple, that lineup fractured too. Davis and Bruno Spate ended up going separate ways, each of them out on the road with their own version of the SOS band. Same name, 2 buses.
Is this? Can I totally depend on a
In 2021, Mary Davis had a stroke. Abdul Rauf made a video asking people to pray for her, and he called her his partner of 41 years. 41 years.
night?
And later that year, she got up and performed again with original members and later members of the band, all in one room together. Not for a tour, not for a check, for James Earl Jones III's birthday party.
I wonder where we are.
The Drummer, from the Regal Room, 1977.